Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the Impact Power Sports studio. Impact Power Sports, thank you so much for being part of this here broadcast. They were actually the main sponsor of the races at Berlin Raceway this week, so good on them. Outstanding. Thank you so much for that. You can go to their website, you can go to their website, impactpowersportsmi.com, to get a glimpse at all of the great things that they sell, power sports related. Could be a golf cart from Yamaha, could be ATV, UTV, e-bike, motorcycle, you name it, go-kart, they have it at Impact Power Sports. I got an email when I was up north at Fear Bunker North, and it's all it took to piss me off, and I almost responded with, please don't contact me anymore. That was like what I wanted to do. But I didn't quite do that. It was from the customer care team at Thor Motor Coach. Now, the fraud bus is quickly fading from my memory. You know, it will crop up again as we are working on the sale of it. But it's you know, that chapter is ending, and all I really have to do, the only thing I have now is just sell it, and then that's it. You know, take that last big financial hit. It's the gift that keeps on giving. All told, it is like setting $65,000 on fire. You're like, how could that be? Well, I put $35 down on it, and that lowered the principal down, and I owe about $147, which I've been paying off, and then but the sale of it now has me what do you call it? $124,400 is what I'm selling it for. So that's another $30,000+ that we're eating. So there you go. That's the math. I'm getting a couple of comments on the chat about the quality of the stream. Before I continue, I want to make sure that we have that taken care of. How is it now? I mean, I'm curious. Let's see. Badger says this is what happens after 2 weeks off. Piano Finger Banger says so much big fraud happening. IT sponsor badly needed, says David. So various numerous cracks. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. It seems to be shaping up now, but there was numerous attacks. Well-oiled machine over here. Another stellar start. Well, whatever the heck. So, yeah, while I was on my trip up north, I was just kind of minding my own business, and out of the back of the room, I get an email from Thor Motor Coach. Kelly Schlebach reaches out. Eric, I wanted to reach out and make sure that the repairs have been completed. Please let me know if they haven't so I can contact General RV to see what is going on. I am sorry that your experience with us has not been what you have hoped for. So right away, I'm like, God damn it. Now, I wanted to send off like, a horrible response. Just say something really, really aggressive. I wrote it out, and then I bailed on it and did not send it. Then I thought further. Okay, is this a good idea? And I will continue this story in a moment. I'm actually going to end the stream because we're getting still numerous complaints. Now, if you're listening to the audio podcast, it'll be edited up nicely. But I'm going to go ahead and end the stream and then come right back. All right. I guess we're okay. On my end, it looked fine. So I'm a little bit confused. There were some folks in the chat that were like, yeah, it's fine for me. We don't know what everybody is complaining about. So some of you, I don't know if you were seeing something on your end, and then others were not. Everything looked fine on my end. But, okay. Where was I? Excuse me. So anyway, heard from Thor Motor Coach again over the weekend. And the line that got me was the one that said, I am sorry that your experience with us has not been what you have hoped for. And I thought about it, and I was like, well, that is not an apology. I'm sorry that your experience was not what you had hoped for. That's not really acknowledging in any way what is going on officially here. Again, this lemon was in the shop for 80 days between last summer, well, for 3.5 months. For 3.5 months of time during a summer, it was in the shop for 80 days. That's how much time that fucking thing was in the shop for. So then I finally thought about it. I was going to say, go fuck yourself, but I decided not to. What I settled upon was, Kelly, you said, quote, I am sorry that your experience with us has not been what you have hoped for. I think you should amend that, and you should have said, I'm sorry that we did such a miserable job with this product. What you said is not an apology at all. So it kind of bummed me out because, again, I don't want to think about it. You know, you're trying to forget something, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, this lady. I mean, I've had nothing but horrible, horrible experience with this. Why all of a sudden, now that I've already said I'm trying to get rid of the goddamn thing, are you reaching out to me? Now it's just pissing me off. So I didn't answer her. And I'm thinking to myself, why are you asking me if the work is done? Just reach out to the goddamn dealer. You're in cahoots with those motherfuckers. You're delivering shitty products to them. And they knowingly, General RV, selling your shit. Thank you to the person who sent me the tip-off about an email. I got an email that said, EZ, you might want to check the Wall Street Journal. On Wednesday of last week, the Wall Street Journal had a front-page story about how even Warren Buffett is not able to save the RV industry because of simply workmanship. And I was like, oh my God, this is exactly what I'm experiencing, all these problems. And that's what the article was talking about. It's the fact that it was done by the Wall Street Journal tells me that this is a systemic thing because it actually referenced Thor Motor Coach in addition to several other companies in the article. I didn't actually break it down and get into it, but I saw the headline. I have to subscribe to it to actually get the article, but I am going to. I want to read it. It's fucking amazing what has happened. I guess Warren Buffett bought an RV company and infused it with a bunch of cash, hoping to turn it around, but they're just not stopping the bleeding. I bought an RV at the absolute worst possible time for workmanship, apparently. Molly really does a lot to make me feel great. She says, yeah, you should have kept the old paid off one. What? Why are you that type that actually points that out? Really? No kidding. I can't believe it. Wow, I have seen the light, Molly. I'm so appreciative of that comment. I feel so much better now. My God. And then she follows it up with, don't start. Well, excuse me. Am I your husband? Don't start. You started it, you stupid twat. Should have kept the old paid off one. Yeah, thanks. That's so helpful. What a fucking dumbass comment that is. God damn. All right. I got into a Facebook fight over the weekend. Let's bring in Stu McAllister.
Facebook fight. You are wrong and I am right. You are a stupid prick. You can suck my big fat dick. This is another Facebook fight.
So when I'm away, I post shit online that you can listen to. So an easy way to do that is grab some Patreon shows and make them available for the folks who enjoy the free podcast. And so, I went and busted out the only 2 episodes that I had of Who Are These Justins? And not only do I post it on the free platform, but I announced on Facebook, hey, folks, I've got 2 episodes back-to-back of Who Are These Justins? Ben Glaze and myself. And, kind of like give the background. And some of you are like, who is Justin? Justin was this weirdo dude that just didn't fit on Free Beer and Hot Wings after I left. And a lot of people hated that guy. He goes on to Chicago, and he fucks it up over there. And then he gets blown out. And then he starts doing a podcast, and he did very, very little of this podcast, and he was so shitty at it. Oh, my God. So Ben Glaze and I reviewed the episodes and on Patreon, and I just posted them over the weekend. So if you were to go to my Facebook page, you would see that I posted about it. And, it was a simple post. It said, air easy off until June 30th. And while he's away, you can check out 2 episodes, Patreon replays, encore presentation of Who Are These Justins? And so there you go. So I did that. And then, lo and behold, every single time, there's always some asshole. In this case, Stephen John Shear. This fucking lard ass writes, I feel like you are so butthurt about getting canned off the FBHW show. Now, I want to stop right there. For 9 years, when are people going to understand that has nothing to do with what I talk about? Nobody ever understand. Well, a lot of people do understand, but people like him don't understand the point of what I do. And it has nothing to do with that. All right? I'm in a fantastic spot right now doing what I do, and I'm happy. But I don't need to explain that. You all know that. But people that are kind of like on the outside looking in, when they see this, they get the impression like I'm sitting here like all pissed off because I got fired in February of 2016. Like I give a fuck. Jesus Christ. He says that's basically all you talk about. And then he says, find something new to talk about. Rich says, hey, dude, EZ puts out 15 plus hours of content a week and discusses your heroes for an hour a week. It brings in the money. Why not embrace it and make some cash at the same time? Great point, Rich. Josh says, I feel like you don't listen to EZ's show at all. But I went lower. Steven, speaking of butt, you and Princess Fiona need to hit the treadmill. Look at these two. She'd be cute. So that's where I went. Chris says, this was a good comeback, Easy. Go low. You mean go lower? Tyler A. commenting on our pal Justin says, I never knew he looked so crack-headed. Cole, who's a little retarded, says, I didn't mind Justin on the show. They would beat him up pretty good, and that was funny. Linda says, I'll never understand how Justin failed up to the third largest radio market in the country. Tyler A. follows up with Easy has plenty to talk about. For instance, countless stories involving poop. That reminds me, this morning, Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog, this is fucking ridiculous. For some reason, he has, as he's gotten older, he'll go through spells where he'll eat shit that he's not supposed to. I mean, not actual shit, but like I think they call that pica or something like that. Like he chewed up a portion of the carpet, and there's like a hole in the carpet, and he like ate it and consumed it, and then, okay, great. So there's damage there. But when we're up north, he'll dig in the sand and bite gobs of dirt and grass and eat them. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So you're trying to keep him from doing that as much as you can. And, but, it's got to come out the other side. And this morning I let him out getting ready to start my radio show. And he's assumed the position, he's all hunched over, but he tends to like walk while he's going. And he's walking all around the pool deck. And I'm like, God damn it. So then while his back is still hunched, he comes up he manages to walk up the steps. And then he gets to the door and he suddenly is no longer in the position. He's like walking now. I go, all right, you must be done. He comes in. Nope. He goes right into the living room, sure enough, and finishes up the job. And it's a disaster because it's dirt. He's crapping out dirt with a slight bit of turd. It's dirt. God. By the way, speaking of that, Pooh Bear and I were walking around the dollar store up in Grayling, which is, up there. That's like Saks Fifth Avenue. And all of a sudden she turns around and she goes, where's the fucking bathroom? I go, she goes, I'm going to shit my pants. She takes off down there. I go, holy fuck. As we do this, we're getting numerous comments. Easy, did it freeze up? What the fuck? This is terrible. What's going on? My apologies. As something is happening. I don't know what it is. I think it's back now. But I think that one was on my end. I could definitely see that there was something happening with the stream. I don't know. It's one of those things, I guess. It's a mystery why that happens. All you can do is grin. We have a Big Fraud Wednesday going on this week again. Ben and I will be doing Who Are These Free Beers? And then the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. More news. That is going to, again, conclude the broadcast week. Pooh Bear and I are going back up north for the 4th of July festivities. That's kind of like our holiday this year. Several long weekends. So just so you know, that is what will be happening. I'll mention it plenty of times between now and then. And then next week, I am back for a full week of broadcast. I think. No. Yeah. Next week, I'm back for a full week of broadcast. And then the week after that, I will be gone. It looks like the week of, okay, so Sunday the 20th, I'll be in Grayling. And then all of that week, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, I will be in Grayling. And won't be podcasting. Piano Fingerbanger says, time for EZ to reset, reload, re-engage, reconnect. It still looks good on my end. So my apologies. It's fucking stupid. We are ready to update the Fatathon, ladies and gentlemen. First off, last week I weighed in at a healthy 179.2. And now I am at 178.7. Not bad at all. Dropped another half pound. I'll take it. That means I am now down a total of 6.8 in 15 weeks' time. Amanda. Actually, I'm going to save Amanda for last. Rebecca. Last week, she weighed in at 276.9. She has dropped 0.7. She dropped down to 276.2. That means she has dropped 18.5 pounds in 23 weeks. By the way, I'm going to update the power couple and their adventures this past weekend in a second. They're doing great. I'm so happy for them. Jeremy, he was at 227.2. And he dropped down to 225.0. He dropped 2.2 pounds. Overall, he's lost 110.3 in 44 weeks' time. Still an outstanding number and just so fantastic, my God. But it's important to note that it was just a couple of weeks ago that he was at 225, and then the fluctuation where he jumped up. And he points this out in his email to me. He says, this is a perfect example of how you just have one little slip up. It takes plenty of time to get back what you had lost. But the star on the blubber for this week, out of the blue, Amanda checks in. And she wrote, still here. Last week was her reset week because she had been doing okay. And then shit got ugly, and then we kind of just restarted. She was at 303.6 last week on her restart. She dropped to 300.2. That is a 3.4 pound drop. So after 1 week, she has lost 3.4 pounds. Star on the blubber. All right. Keep at it, everybody. Let's see. Jeremy, he wrote this. Killed it this week. Finally back to my birthday weight. It's humbling how quick and easy it is to put the weight back on and how long it takes to take that same amount of weight off. Yeah, it's kind of like gas prices. You know how they'll like jump up really quick, but it takes forever for them to drop down? But that's just more motivation to keep it off. Had another great weekend with Becky. We had a free night in the hotel at Firekeepers Casino, so we used that on Friday. These two are jet setting. We then went to my favorite restaurant in Ann Arbor for lunch on Saturday before we went to the Tigers game. So, Casino Friday, wake up, drive to Ann Arbor, nice lunch, and then to the ball game. we had a blast. We went from there to Griffin Claw Brewing, one of Drew Lane's sponsors. Then Becky wanted to play some pinball, so we went back to Pinball Land. So you drove from Detroit all the way to Rockford for pinball, where she kicked some ass at pinball. Sunday was a chill day. We hung out at her place and played with Legos, nerds, before we went to my mom's house and I cooked dinner. Big win for my self-control. Fettuccine Alfredo and lemon and rosemary chicken thighs. Ate a normal amount of that, and I'm very happy with my decisions that day. God damn, that's a lot of travel. That sounds exhausting to me. Rebecca wrote, my week was okay-ish. I'm down 0.7. I've been having some shoulder issues, so I took a few days off at the gym. I did set a new personal record on bench press my first day back in the gym last week. I've been chasing that for a hot minute. What is the weight that you were able to bench press? Was it like 280 or something? I spent my Friday, I had to, I was on my feet the whole fucking day. And my knees started to hurt. So I was going to not run. I had a Monday, Wednesday plan. Run Monday, run Wednesday, run Friday. Friday, I'm up north, and I got my gear. I got my running shoes. I'm like, all right, I got to get out there. I had been on my feet the whole day, picking up sticks, mowing the grass up there. And I already got all my steps in. I go, but you know what? I'm going to go out and run. I'm going to see how I do. And so it's still that jog a minute, run a minute. I'm sorry, jog a minute, walk a minute. And I think it was Chris D who said to me that his mentality is motion is the lotion, which sounds dirty. But the idea there is when you move, your joints don't hurt. And he's right. So I got into this thing, the run, and it takes me only about 20 to 25 minutes what I want to do. And it's just 1 minute run, 1 minute walk. No big deal. And I got done with it. And I felt great, you know, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered. And then it's by the end of the day, though, I lay down, and my God, everything was killing me, throbbing. It was so painful. My knees were so painful. This is the first time that they've hurt in the 2 or 3 weeks of getting back into running. And I've gone into this with this might not work. This just might not work. And so I was like, fuck, I couldn't even sleep. It hurt so bad. Next day, a steady dose of Tylenol, and it seems to be okay now. I will run today. I took Saturday and Sunday off, and I think that that's going to be the recipe to succeed here. But my God, was that fucking terrible. Holy shit. But all in all, a good weekend. Just enjoyed getting up there, hanging out. Pooh Bear and myself. All right. We got a lot to get to today, in addition to updating you on the things that we've already talked about. Do you remember years ago the video of the guy who showed up to court on the Zoom, and his name on Zoom was Buttfucker 3000? Well, Mike Ball sent this along, and he said this might be somebody else trying to be the next Buttfucker 3000. By the way, Rebecca bench pressing 140 pounds. My God. She says only 140. That's strong. We're actually going to go back in time and play the Buttfucker 3000 video momentarily, but I want to get to this judge. Okay, she's pissed off. She's in Texas because the guy comes to court wearing a shirt that says, I'm the farter of the year. And then underneath it in small type, it says, I mean father. So, yeah, that's hilarious, right?
That was a good shirt to wear to court this morning. That's all you could find. That's all the only shirt you had in your closet. World's best farter. That's great. No, it says, I can read it. I see what it says at the bottom. You're in felony court. You need to dress appropriately to felony court, and that's not appropriate. What made you?
Okay, so no, I disagree. I think it is appropriate. This is another example of judges. I mean, come on. I think most people who are judges, they get, as soon as they get out that robe on, they start to really think that there's something. I would laugh. Let's go back in time to the original video that got this idea going, the Buttfucker 3000. This happened in Michigan. This judge is something here. This guy has no sense of humor.
Then we'll bring this fool in. Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Me?
Yeah, you. Yes.
Nathaniel Saxon, sir.
Your name's not Buttfucker 3000, you yo-ho. Logging into my court with that as your screen
Yo-ho.
name.
Why
We'll
would that?
discuss that in a little bit. What kind of idiot logs into court like that? What's your name again?
Nathaniel Saxton, sir, but I don't believe that I typed anything like that in.
Well, that's what it says.
Why,
We'll
I
discuss that in a
apologize.
bit.
That should not
Yeah,
be.
you should. I'll put you in the waiting room. You can sit in limbo for a while and think about what you call yourself online. Mr. That
The guy laughing, though, is at the end cracks me up. God damn it, that's fantastic. Tyler says classic vid. Wonder if this guy has a job. Rebecca says she still references that video. It's an all-timer. By the way, Megan and Brian, they visited the EZ household and they brought Josie the puppy dog. Now, that is the one time I'll make an exception. If you have a puppy dog, I want to see the puppy dog. All right, I normally don't like people just shooting by the house, but Megan's kind of special, and Brian is cool, so they have passed the sniff test. Plus, they're bringing a dog, and here I've never seen this before. The puppy comes to the house, and then this was so amazing because we're on the front yard just chit-chatting about how they got the dog. And then the dog is like just looking around. Then all of a sudden the dog lays down and immediately falls asleep. I've never seen that before. I was like, wait a minute. Is she dead? It's like she's just sitting there and all of a sudden, that quickly. She just closes her eyes and she's asleep. Chris says, that's all I got to do is go to the pound and get a dog. All right. I feel like I've opened up a Pandora's box with that. No, I take it back. You can't. And besides, Megan had her shoes off. So that's pretty much a if she didn't bring a dog and just had her shoes off, that would have been fine. Thank you for coming over. All right. You're going to have your hands full with the puppy, by the way. Also, thank you to Mike Ball for sending this along. And you're going to have to just click on the video in the show notes if you're listening to the audio podcast here. There is no audio with this. It's just a video. And it's dash cam footage taken from an intersection. And the dash cam footage captures what looks to be a utility worker in a one of those buckets, with the arm attached to the truck, repairing a traffic light. So what you're going to get here is the semi drives through and hits the bucket. This is fucking nuts. Okay, you see this guy's all right, I think, and then here it comes. Here it goes. Oh, no. My God. Oh. Trucker stops. This guy goes back, and the dude is hanging upside down from the bucket. One more time. This is fantastic. He's telling no, Jesus. And the guy was okay. He was harnessed in there. That's a big safety thing. You got to be like harnessed in if you're in one of those buckets. And the damn good thing that he was. Holy crap. Chris says, what the hell is the guy on the ground doing? I think he was telling the truck, easy, easy. And then the guy fucking hit him. Rebecca says, that's got to be nightmare material for anyone who works around traffic. People suck at driving. Son of a bitch. That's a workplace mishap, and I heard from someone else who tipped me off. There was another workplace mishap. I forgot who sent this one. My apologies. Because we've talked about these before. Problems at the workplace, and this one is right out of the Bumblebee tuna incident. If you remember the Bumblebee tuna incident, what happened was the way they make the Bumblebee tuna is like the tuna fish is packed inside of the cans, and before they put the label on it, there's like a big hopper, and they pull a chain, and like 5,000 cans of tuna fish drops into this big giant oven that turns, and it's tumbling the tuna fish cans, and then it heats up and to like 300 degrees or whatever, and it cooks the tuna fish inside of the can. And there was some dude named Manuel something or other who he went into the oven and he was doing some maintenance on the oven, and then Jorge pulled the chain because he thought Manuel was in the bathroom, and all of the cans of tuna fish landed on top of him and fucked him up. And so he's like trying to crawl out from all this tuna. He's hurt, okay? But he can't move. And then they turned on the oven, and it starts tumbling him and the tuna fish. And was he ever coming back from the shitter? What's he doing? I don't know. Hey, he's not in there. I don't know where he is. Oh, fuck, man. Where is he? Maybe it was an ice raid or something like that. They open up the thing, and he's there, and he's totally cooked to perfection. And that guy his family got a ton of money out of that deal. Well, there's another story that I'm going to get into after the break. I have to go to the staff meeting for the radio station. It's been kind of like a herky-jerky start with all these tech issues. I don't know. But I'll be back, and I'll update you on the latest horrific death that we're going to get into. Kevin in Northern Ontario says, Manuel is man not too well. All right. Thank you, folks. I'll be back.